Y'all crazy bitch, but you fuck so good I'm on top of it when I dream. I'm doing you all night, scratches all down my back to keep me right on, hey.
Welcome to the Morning After Pill. I'm Mole.
I'm Meares.
Final week of the regular season.
Week 17, that's what it is.
Big playoff implications.
A lot of them.
Big games.
A lot of them.
We're gonna do the four big ones, and then we're gonna cover some other games that affect the playoff race.
Right, could be some interesting scenarios this weekend.
Flex game, winner take all. Denver going to San Diego.
Yes, Sunday night, 8:30.
They're calling it the Ed Hockley Bowl. This is the game that Ed Hockley handed to the Denver Broncos in the beginning of the year, week 2.
It would be swapped around. It'd be the other way if it wasn't for this.
Yes, and this game wouldn't matter. So thank him for
correct.
that. San Diego favored by 8.5.
Wow, that's a lot of points.
They're at home, but
I guess because Denver's lost 3 in a row and San Diego's lost 2 in a row and San Diego's won 2 in a row.
I guess I don't know.
Momentum.
Yeah, San Diego hasn't shown me that they're consistent enough to be favored by 8.5 points this year. But if I had to pick somebody in this game, I am going to pick San Diego. I'm not sure about 8.5.
No, I'm right with you on that one. I will also pick San Diego, but 8.5 is a lot of points to give in a basically it's a playoff game.
Denver just looked awful the last 2 weeks.
They did. But winner keeps playing when the loser goes home. I mean, it's a playoff game. I got to think that it's going to be closer to 8.5. It's not like these two teams are that far apart talent-wise.
No, at least they have some talent, unlike some other teams.
Yes.
Giants at Minnesota. Minnesota wins. They win the North.
The NFC North. I don't think the Giants are playing their starters.
Minnesota favored by 6.5. I'm getting the sense that Vegas knows that they're not going to play their starters.
They'll probably all play a quarter and then sit down. They already have injury bug going around anyway with Brandon Jacobs hurt.
Yeah.
On the defense. So I see them not playing their stars, resting them up for 3 weeks. 3 weeks.
Whatever.
So Minnesota, they'll win this game. They have something to play for. The Giants don't.
I hope Minnesota wins this game. Under that scenario, I don't see how they can't win. But Minnesota has the capability of looking real bad.
Yes.
I am going to go with Minnesota. I'm going to say, even though they didn't sit down their starters last year when they could have against the Patriots, they didn't have to win that game last year, the last game of the season.
They didn't have to win, but it helped them to play the Patriots as well.
Yeah, that's true. But I'm going to go with Minnesota.
Yes.
Minnesota wins, and Bears will be out.
They will be.
This is a big game for me. Miami going to New York.
At the Jets, yeah. Miami.
Chad Pennington versus Brett Favre for the playoff position.
You couldn't have scripted any better at the beginning of the season.
No, you really couldn't. And I kept saying that Miami was going to be in this position. I didn't believe it. But I guess you just can't get out of your own way sometimes. That's how smart I am.
Jets are favored by 2.5 at home in the Meadowlands. Miami is the better team here. The Jets are not good.
Jets are atrocious after the last 2 weeks and 3 weeks. They should have lost to Buffalo. They lost to Seattle. They lost to San Francisco. It doesn't get much worse than what they're putting up there. And, Favre, I hate him being in the role this game because they actually can make the playoffs. I don't think New England's going to lose to Buffalo. But if Baltimore loses to Jacksonville and the Jets win, I mean, the Jets have a couple ways in, and that's scary. But I hope Miami comes out and just plays their game and exposes the Jets for
the only thing you got with the Jets
are.
Is they're playing at home, and they're pretty good at home, and Miami's not so good on the road.
Cold weather. Everybody's saying they can't win in cold weather, even though they won last week.
It's going to be 65 degrees on Sunday, so
well, I don't care. It's December in New York. I'm calling it fucking cold weather no matter what. Fucking correct me. Dallas and Philadelphia. I guess this isn't cold weather either. It's going to be 65.
It's going to be 65 degrees at kickoff.
Wow, you fucking weatherman. You're a meteorologist.
I actually check the weather.
Yeah.
I like to stay up with the current
Figure out if you can wear your
conditions.
sweatpants or your sweat shorts.
Exactly. I'm deciding whether or not to make it outside that day.
Yeah.
Dallas and Philadelphia. Philly favored by 1.5. Rematch of earlier in the season when they lost by 4 at Dallas in the shootout.
Dallas destroys them.
This game, Dallas will not win.
Dallas destroys them.
Dallas is not going to make the playoffs because Tony Romo cannot win in December or January. And
Eagles put up 3 points against an awful team last week.
I understand, but
they suck.
Last week mattered. This week doesn't matter. So Philly's going to come out.
Whatever. They still have a shot.
No, not at game time. They will not.
Oh, you think Tampa's going to beat Oakland?
I believe Tampa will take care of Oakland, and at game time, Philadelphia will not have anything to play for, so hence they'll play a great game, and they will beat Dallas and keep them out of the playoffs.
I heard McNabb's trying to get a contract extension after last week. Between this week and last week, he's trying to get a contract extension.
Yeah, I don't blame him. I mean, he needs to get paid. He's going to be out of town if he doesn't.
Well, see, don't let the bus door hit you in the ass.
I'd rather see Reed go than McNabb.
I'd rather see them both go.
Well, yeah, but that's not going to happen.
Other big games to note, Carolina playing at New Orleans. New Orleans very good at home. Atlanta playing St. Louis. If Carolina loses and Atlanta wins, somehow Atlanta wins the South, which is a little crazy to me. It just seems like Carolina's been dominating that division, and all of a sudden, one loss to the Giants, and Atlanta's right there.
Yeah, and I'm going to predict that Atlanta is going to win the division. Carolina at New Orleans. Not one team in the NFC South has lost a game at home to a divisional.
Yeah, everybody's holding serve at home. Drew Brees needs 401 yards to set the record for the season. Season. He's just going to be throwing bombs
everywhere.
It's going to be a Tecmo Bowl game.
And Atlanta cannot lose.
They're going to score 50 points.
Atlanta can't lose to St. Louis because St. Louis sucks.
St. Louis is bad.
So I see Atlanta winning this division and going in as the 2 seed in the playoffs.
Yeah, I think Carolina's going to beat New Orleans just because the way they lost last week. I think they're going to go and they're going to beat New Orleans 51-50.
All right.
That's my goal. That's going to be a shootout.
I just think if it's a shootout, I don't see how Carolina can keep up.
Steve Smith. That's all.
Okay.
That's it. Okay. Steve Smith.
New England and Buffalo. New England wins and Miami loses.
You picked Miami to win.
No, but I mean, if New England wins...
New England wins, Miami loses. New England wins the East.
What if New England wins and Miami wins?
Miami wins the East. New England only makes the playoff if Baltimore loses. Baltimore controls its own destiny. Baltimore, Jacksonville. I'm going to say Baltimore's going to win. They're going to be in.
I'm going to go with Buffalo winning.
Mark it down.
Buffalo's going to beat New England, send them home crying in their fucking...
Get over it, dude.
Whatever.
Get over it. It's 2004.
I don't care about that. I care about the fact that I'm so sick of New England teams in any kind of playoffs.
Demolished.
It's disgusting.
Yeah, so that's how it's going to go.
Yeah.
Everything I said is going to happen. Everything you said that you disagree with me on isn't going to happen. That's how we roll here.
That's how we roll.
The Morning After Pill Show. www.morningafterpillshow.com.
www.molamears.com.
See you next time.
You can't handle the truth.